Hey kids, straight talking Fedorcha coming at you. I thought I'd do this in a live stream. In all honesty, I've been coming up dry for ideas for this channel, which is not good for a YouTuber who's still starting out and trying to grow. And plus, I have been concentrating on building up my second channel, my vegan food channel, STFC Kitchen Mishaps. Which I have a lot of film, a lot of footage. I'm off tomorrow shooting another cooking video, so some restaurant reviews as well, product reviews, etc. And I started a new Sunday series over there about food and drink myths, debunked and busted, everything you were afraid to ask about. Every Sunday morning over at STFC Kitchen Mishaps. So I've been concentrating more on that channel. And the only reason I'm going live is right now, having trouble with the video editor software right now. And I thought I should touch base. And in all honesty, there were a few ideas that I had seen out there on YouTube and on Instagram that have really irked me as of late. Yeah. And so the first one, as the title suggested, standing up to a bully. Nikocado Avocado, after staying silent for 2 years, finally comes up with receipts about what Trisha Paytas had done to him after her ridiculing him on other live streams and videos and such for 2 years. Nikocado stood up to her. I know I'm getting catty. I'm getting involved in drama. I shouldn't. And I'm way too old for this, except to say this harps on two themes that have affected me in my life and still affect me today. Number one is people not keeping their word to me, keeping their word. People breaking promises left, right, and center. I can't tell you how often that has happened, and it never hurts any less. And the second thing, of course, is bullying. I have been bullied both in workplaces and, of course, in childhood at school and through family members. So, and I'd always been having trouble fighting back, and I would try to fight back, and it's never a fair fight. And so I kind of, and when I saw Nikocado Avocado, a few days ago, coming up with a video about what exactly had transpired a couple of years back with Trisha Paytas, with the receipts. There's no reason not to believe him, and I would say good for him. He stood up to her, and apparently I have no idea how she's responding to this. In all honesty, kids, I cannot watch Trisha Paytas. Her voice sounds like cats scratching a blackboard. No, correct that. I'm insulting cats. Cats scratching on blackboards sounds more charming than Trisha Paytas. Yeah, I know this girl is young enough to be my daughter, probably. I shouldn't be talking like that, but it's just that she comes off as not even likable. I don't even understand how this woman can have 4 million subscribers on each. I don't know. But yeah, what's the appeal about her? I don't know. It reminds me of people worshiping the Kardashians. What do they do for fame? I swear to God, we worship people who don't do much at all. But anyways, back to the topic at hand. I mean, there are some response videos out there already to this. Nikocado Avocado provided an update. Now, I was first introduced to Nikocado Avocado a couple of years ago. A girlfriend of mine, a girlfriend and I, we were looking up some mukbang channels because we had seen a few and we were wondering what the fascination was all about. And we ran into Nikocado Avocado's channel. Unfortunately, we also saw him drunk and sad near the end of it, so it was kind of cringeworthy. But otherwise, he came off as likable. My personal opinion is he should go back to being vegan. I think he was better put together mentally anyway, but that's just me. And we're not going to I'm not going to dwell further on that. But the other thing when I saw later was Nikocado Avocado playing the violin. He is quite a talented violin player. I was quite impressed. I wish he would do more of that kind of content on his channel. I understand probably playing classical violin would get far less views than piling in over 10,000 calories of junk food or crying over a bowl of noodles with sunny side up eggs. But I would really like to see, yes, I'm an old fart. I like classical music. I love listening to the violin. It is soothing. I'm getting myself distracted again. You see, this is why, kids, I work with a script when I make my videos. I get unscripted, I get distracted, and I go off on a tangent. All right, let's see if I can focus properly. Okay. So the first thing was, if anybody checked, Nikocado Avocado has a couple of videos up, like I said. Basically, Trisha Paytas a couple of years back was holding some kind of contest, some kind of music contest. Apparently there was a song she wrote, which frankly shocks me because I didn't think Trisha Paytas could write her name. Did I just say that out loud? Sorry, just slipped out. When nastiness comes out, it brings the nastiness out in me. Yeah. Not that she'll ever notice what I do. I'm such a small channel that I fly under the radar. But yeah, back to the thing. No, she acted like a bully. She humiliated him for a few years. Nikocado Avocado stayed silent for a couple of years. Over this, he stayed silent. He said, he explained in one of his videos that basically he wanted to make up his own name as a YouTuber. In the description box of one, it was when he had just quit veganism, and he was looking for another a direction in his channel, and he was dealing with all kinds of stuff. When he entered the contest, he did his own violin interpretation of a song. And apparently it got her attention, and she said she loved it, and there was even talk of a collab, and Nikocado Avocado, who was living in Colombia at the time with his husband, or I guess then boyfriend, Orlin, who is Colombian. And I gotta say that in one of the receipts Nick showed, is Trisha Paytas racist? There was something about the comment that she was kind of surprised that he lived in Colombia, or that he might have been Colombian. And what if he were? And what if he were olive tint? Did that matter to her? Not that he matters to her as an American white boy, but just saying. Just wondering if she is racist. So there she goes. She humiliates him. She goes cackling up and hacking up a hairball almost on live streams with other YouTubers, anybody who worships the ground she walks on. Again, for what reason? She comes off as nasty. She's not even likable. She even talked about Nikocado Avocado's weight gain after she talked. I mean, not only is she overweight herself, but she talked against fat shaming, body shaming, but was doing it with him. If I'm all I heard was her talking about other things about his weight gain and such. Yeah. So, like I said, he called her out. He proved it. They did talk briefly about collabing whenever he left Colombia, because he had to it was mandatory for him to do so, and to go back on American soil every so often before returning. So either way, he was going back to the U.S. He had to go back to the U.S. anyway. But it seems like she makes it sound like he is this crazed fan. And, sometimes Nikocado himself looks a bit dramatic on video, although she's the queen of drama herself. I mean, who else shoots videos of themselves crying on their kitchen floor? Yeah. So, and then she wants to show that she suffers from mental illness and depression and all that. I personally think she's making a mockery of those of us in the those in the mental health community, or those of us who suffer from mental health issues. I'm not really part of the mental health community, but on YouTube, but I do follow them because they suffer a lot of the same issues I do, and probably were bullied like I have been, just simply for being rewired differently, or maybe a little extra sensitive or what. And Nikocado Avocado always struck me as a bit of a sensitive dude. And I noticed there were some who would be ridiculing him for that. Um, and then they would ask if he is crying or not crying. Is it real? Is it dramatic? And I would say it's probably a bit of both. But he always came off, to me, he always had a certain vulnerability that at times I would feel sort of does somebody protect him? I mean, maybe other than Orland, I don't know. Um, but you got to admit, he said he was trying to reestablish himself on his own merits as a YouTuber. And that's why he didn't address the Trisha Paytas stuff right away or present his side. He let it stew for 2 years and then came out swinging. You know what, Nikocado Avocado? I gotta hand it to you. I don't know how you managed to take the high road after a couple of years, because even as I get older, I find I have less tolerance, and therefore, even after being preached all the time, I got to take the high road, got to take the high road, no matter how many people treat me like crap, I got to take the high road. I got to be the better person. But as I get older, I find why it never worked for me. So good on you for fighting it back against your bully and showing that it was her who wasn't keeping her word. Not that that should be of any surprise, because something tells me this chick is not really great at keeping her word. I yeah. So online bullying of any kind, ridicule, humiliation, it's all bullying. And anybody who thinks that online bullying is not serious, here in Canada, there were two girls who were killed due to cyberbullying. They killed themselves because they couldn't deal with it. One, Ratea Parsons, and another one, Amanda Todd. So anybody who says online bullying does not cause any harm, it's a little ribbing, or any kind of bullying doesn't cause any harm. There are many other children who have committed suicide because they were relentlessly bullied and nobody listened and nobody did anything. And fighting back against bullies is often easier said than done. Now, when you get a big YouTuber like Trisha Paytas and think, oh my God, the modern day Sally Field, you gotta love me. Really? Well, I don't know if she's ever said, you gotta love me. But like I said, I can't watch, I really can't watch her videos. I've seen clips. And in all honesty, every time I watch Trisha Paytas, I feel my IQ dropping about 10 points every time. It's not smart. Oh, did that just come out of my mouth again? Oh, I am getting catty in my old age. Not the mess. But like I said, somebody's got to stand up to her. So Nikocado, good on you. I wish you the best. And I gotta say, his collab videos with people like his last collab video was with one of my YouTube idols, Chelsea Lynn, aka Trailer Trash Tammy. Yeah, she stayed a full character for the collab. I thought that was pure magic. Nikocado Avocado being himself, having lunch with a character, a caricature. And I thought that was pure entertainment. To me, it was magic. Yeah. Yeah, so I am so glad he fought. I'm so glad he is fighting back against her. I'm wondering about those other YouTubers that I saw in the clips live, doing live streams with Trisha Paytas, yucking it up, kind of laughing at Nikocado Avocado. I wonder if they're going to come up and do some videos apologizing to him, saying I was wrong, or at the very least saying, oh, well, now that I know better. People like Peter Mons, Charlie Marlowe of CMC Broadcasting. I wonder, well, no, I think no. Did Charles come out with a video today? Probably. I don't know. But I took a look. Peter Mon, I am subscribed to his channel, and so, sadly, he does not have a video about it. And that's why I think he should address it, because there's a clip of him and Trisha Paytas. He's actually done a collab with Trisha Paytas on the kitchen floor thing. So I don't know. I think he should address it. But that's just my lowly opinion here on the intertubes. And that is all I have to say on that subject. And yeah, maybe I should stick to scripting my videos. I don't know. Scripting, editing, all of that stuff, and trying to polish. I'm still learning how to edit. I know. I'm still learning how to edit videos. And I'm having trouble with iMovie that keeps crashing out on me all the time. I got Filmora, and now I've got to try and find the time to learn how to use it. I was barely learning iMovie, and only now I got to learn a new software. I've got to learn how to use Filmora. Oh, I would pay to have a tutorial on Filmora to get Filmora lessons. Yeah, I would. Do better videos. Maybe it would help me grow my channel. And the other thing I want to talk to, as the title implies, a couple of days ago on Instagram, that vegan couple, Natasha and Luca, for those who don't know who they are, probably most followers and subscribers here do not follow the vegan community on Instagram or YouTube. Okay. Natasha and Luca, aka that vegan couple, they are an Australian couple. I believe they are living in Thailand these days. I know they had been. And I saw this up on YouTube, Instagram, before I went to their YouTube channel, an excerpt from their podcast. Apparently, there was some Australian television show, one of those tabloid trashy shows, that apparently a landlord is renting out his home, and he only wants to rent out to vegans. No non-vegans need apply. And of course, Natasha and Luca, I've always found their methods. I admire their passion, but I always found their methods for activism. It's not the good way to get people onto our side. When you get too aggressive like that, it kind of reinforces people's beliefs that, oh, those crazy, bad vegans. But anyways, so of course they supported the landlord in this. As a vegan myself, and prior to that, a vegetarian for over 25 years, of course, there comes one question. If we're going to let a landlord, I'm not sure about Australian rental laws or laws regarding rental or housing discrimination. I know the United States has the Fair Housing Act, which discriminates against refusing rental to people, but due to their race, religion, sexual orientation, et cetera, et cetera. And here we have these kind of laws too. We cannot discriminate against single parents, welfare recipients, people based on gay people, anybody from the LGBTQ community. A landlord cannot reject any of them. But so as someone who has been discriminated against herself by a previous landlord from 15 years ago, maybe I'll do a video about that, because that is quite an interesting story now that I think about it. I had been writing memoirs about it lately. But maybe I will do a story time about my own experience with rental discrimination in another video that is scripted and planned out and edited and more polished than what I'm doing now. But so anyways, of course, I am not for it. I don't support this landlord only renting out to vegans, because where do we draw the line exactly at the rental discrimination? No, seriously, where do we draw the line? It could get sillier as the days go on. I mean, for example, if we're to accept that, what about an ultra-Orthodox Jewish landlord who insists that his tenants only bring in kosher products and not bring in non-kosher products? Or, I mean, It's one thing if you're sharing the same kitchen and you're sharing the same roof and or you have common space, but this is a case of a dwelling, a single family dwelling. The landlord would not be living on the premises. What does it matter what is cooked in the kitchen? I mean, yes, of course, to vegan activists, it would matter, but the bigger picture is even us vegans like our privacy and we like to live in peace and we'd like to feel safe in our own homes. And we'd like to believe when we go out that our landlords are not snooping on us. They are not entering the home. They are not snooping. They are not looking in our bedrooms or our refrigerator or anywhere. And this is why, no, I think this landlord needs to be called out. I really do. And what else? Yeah, what else has been happening lately? Can anyone tell me who James Charles and Toddy Westbrook are? Would that be too long or would that just give me a headache? Seems to be every video in my recommendation list has to do with this Toddy and James Charles. Is that his name? I don't know. But yeah, I know I'm old. I'm not cool. Okay. I am not cool. I knew that I was not cool years ago. Just to give you a clue, my first realization when I was not cool. A friend of mine at the time, his nephew, who was in his early 20s, was like a lot of young men and boys who like to wear their pants halfway down their butt. Like, that's one of my pet peeves. Hey, maybe I'll do a video about my pet peeves. Maybe down the pipe, or either that or I start another channel and do that there. Not sure. Yeah. So, anyways, my friend's nephew was, like most running and walking around with his pants halfway down, like a plumber, plumber pants. And of course, my friend didn't understand it either. I mean, my friend was like, what? He was like 6 years older than me. So imagine I didn't even get it being younger than him. And so he offered his nephew a belt. And it was the worst thing. Like the nephew and his friends were all looking at my friend, It's like, what? What's that? It's almost like, did they know what a belt was? Or they were like looking at him like, oh no, you're old. You don't get it. This is the latest style. You're not cool. So it's kind of the same thing for me. I probably, if I come out loud and say, who are Toddy and James Charles? I have no clue. I only learned recently who Jeffree Star is. Some cosmetics company. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not cool and I don't wear makeup. And if I were to use and all my toiletries are vegan and cruelty free. So I seriously doubt I would be a good client of Jeffree Star or any of those other beauty influencers. Yeah, getting old and uncool. And I was talking about, at the top of the video, talking about two YouTubers who are much younger than me. But for somehow I can identify with Nikocado Avocado because of the bullying. And I bet something tells me he had been bullied, maybe for being gay. That wouldn't surprise me. Yes, it still happens in 2019. Sometimes the more things change, the more they stay the same. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. So I wanted to talk about, the two top things, like having, how hurtful it is to not keep your word, and not only keep your word, but rub your face in it, as Trisha Paytas had done to Nick, and as well as humiliating him, and the fact that he ignored her for 2 years until he felt he could no longer do so, and then bam, come out with all the proof that, oops, she been lying like a rug. Yeah. So that's going to do it for this live stream for today. Please subscribe, like, hit the ringy dingy icon below. Yes, And if you want to check out my vegan food content, go to STFC Kitchen Mishaps. Go subscribe there too. Straight talking Flora Chick over and out. I hope to have some content that's a little better than this, that's more organized, more scripted, where I get distracted and less focused. Bye for now. Straight talking Flora Chick over and out. Take care of yourselves and each other.